I'm Laura and welcome to today's class. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I used to be a competitive and show skater, so I skated for many years, 25 years in total. I was also a coach for 10 years and I left the coaching background around about 8 years ago. And today's class is all about trying to strengthen those glutes up for the ice skater. So if you're an ice skater and you want to strengthen up your bottom muscles, then this is the class for you. Now, in my experience, including myself, this is what I notice a lot about people in sport. We really are very good at strengthening up our quad muscles. These are muscles in front here. They are always active and they kind of take over a lot. And our glutes and our hamstrings become weak. And this can be even the strongest person that you see who's very muscly built. They can have weak hamstrings and weak glutes. And then that's what causes back issues. Because again, in skating, sometimes you get quite a shortened spine, what we call lordotic or lordosis, and that is also due to obviously the bendiness of our bodies if we're doing things like Billmans and various sort of spins. But we want to make sure we strengthen our backs and be able to support our backs. We need to make sure our glutes are also supporting us. So let's work on that today. What you will need to for today's session is actually a towel. All right, now this is going to lengthen out your back. So you're going to fold your towel, okay, like that. So you can have a thicker part and one thinner part. And what it's supposed to do is mimic a wedge. So when we're lying on our front, which we're going to do very shortly, it will mimic the wedge and the angle. Okay, Pilates blocks don't work. They don't put your body in the correct angle that we are looking for today. Okay, so grab yourself a towel and that's all you need. And let's begin. Right, so we're going to start off with a nice warm-up. Right, we are going to start off with a nice warm-up. Let's start off with doing what I call the cat. My knees are nicely apart. We have them about hip distance apart here, and my hands are also slightly wider than my shoulders. And the reason for that is so I do the movement that my shoulders have and my neck has space to do the movement. So here we go. We're going to go down towards the ground first of all, coming up into your C shape, tucking tailbone and head towards each other. Lengthen back out that position. I call this a coffee tail position. Down towards the ground, coming up into that C shape. We're trying to create flow with the movement. We're going to do one more of those. Down towards the ground, coming up into that C shape, and then back into length. Now I'm going to take my weight back, down and back. The reason for this one is to open up this part of the back, especially if you feel like you've got a bit of back pain there from whatever you've been doing. And then coming back. Good. So we need to open up that part of the spine, because if we don't and we continue having a shortened spine, it causes problems later on in life. Let's do one more. Down and back. Good. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to draw head in towards knee, 10 on each side. Exhale in. Inhale, lengthen. That's 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's do the other ones. Here we go. Draw head in towards knee. Inhale, lengthen. We are also squeezing our bottom on the out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's reach back into our shell stretch. You're going to breathe there, breathing in sides and back of rib cage, breathing in and breathing out. And again, breathing in and breathing out. One more time, breathing in and breathe out. Good work. Okay, so now we're going to really think about activating those bottom muscles. So here we are. I'm going to take it into a small press up. I'm going to go down towards the ground. And then as I take it down and come round, I'm just going to unweight myself. Can you see I've just got my fingertips in touch there? Now I'm turning my hip out for a reason. That is going to squeeze my bottom automatically. Okay, I've also got a pointed toe, but you could also flex the toe if you feel that you have a bent knee. Now I'm going to come back down. Control my fall down towards the ground, coming up to the other side. See, I'm turned out. A little bit like how you would do a spiral, or maybe an arrow, you might call it an arabesque. Okay, squeezing in the bottom and then come down. So it will automatically engage those glute muscles. You should feel it. You can even have a little touch of your bottom there to see if those muscles are activating, and come down. Good, and one more time. Squeezing in those bottom muscles and come down. Right, I'm now going to add in same arm, same leg. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to come up, and I'm going to open out my side there, okay? Good. And then again, I'm going to come down. Control the fall all the time. So I'm constantly keeping my hip turned out, all right? And yeah, your glute muscles, your bottom muscles will be responding much better to that position than if you were something like this, okay? Here you have to actively squeeze them, all right? But also, if we're doing ice skating, that hip is normally turned out for a spiral, okay? And then come back down, because obviously you have to balance and put your weight over that side. So here we are, there's one more here. Squeezing out and then coming down. Let's reach back into our shell stretch. Have a moment there to breathe. Inhale, sides and back of rib cage. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good, and come all the way up. So I told you to get a towel. This towel is going to go thick apart to your feet, and you're going to pop it underneath your hips, okay? So we're going to pop it underneath the hips, and what that's going to do is just lengthen out your spine a little bit, and it supports our organs. So in this position, okay, and if you want to progress this, you can always wear ankle weights. You might have some ankle weights at home, but if you don't, that's totally fine. I'm going to slide my left leg away from me as much as I possibly can, and now I'm going to pulse that leg, all right? So I'm just pulsing that leg up and down. Now what I'm looking for is a pleasurable burn in the back of the thigh, in the back of the hamstring, and the creases of your bottom there. We're going to keep on going with this, okay? You can rest when you want to rest, but I'm going to continue going. You want a nice pleasurable burn there, squeezing in those glutes, but again, it might be happening automatically for you. Toning those hamstrings, activating those glute muscles. I'm going to flex my toe now for that. All right, but it's important that we do that push and slide as well, so we extend through our hip and keep that movement going. Get a much better range of movement when we do extend. And you will notice there'll be a smaller range of movement as you're going up and down. Right, keep going, keep going, keep going. It almost wants to become a little bit uncomfortable. Make sure your knee is nice and long, nice and strong. Okay? We don't want it flapping like that, so we want to make it nice and strong. I hope we're doing fine. That is really kicking in for me now. Okay, I'm going to count us down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can rest, have a little rock, have a little massage. Let's do the other side. So remember, we're pushing and sliding the leg away first. Then we can do our movement. Squeeze in that bottom. You can flex your toe again if you want. You can point your toe. Do a bit of both. Mix and match. Again, we're looking for this lovely, pleasurable burn in the back of our legs. That's it. You keep going. You keep going. Want to really activate those glute muscles here. That's it. Just keep going. Oh, you can do this. And you obviously might feel like you have to spend a little bit more time on one leg, right? Because one leg might be stronger than the other. So if you've got that stronger side, your endurance might be better. You might be able to keep going for a bit longer. For me, that is just starting to kick in, but that's my right leg, so that's my stronger leg. Everyone might be slightly different, but keep that pulsing going. Keep that pulsing. Keep squeezing the glute, and you can keep on changing the point and flex. You're going into those glute muscles there, into the crease of your bottom is what we're looking for, and the hamstring. A few more moments. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it into a little rock. Slide hands back. Push up and over into your shell stretch and breathe in there. Inhale, sides and back of rib cage. And exhale. Good, 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 good. Right, we are now going to move onto our backs. What we're going to do is we're going to need our towel again. I'm going to roll it up a little bit more now this time. And I'm going to put my heels grounded and my toes lifted like that. All right. So the reason I'm in this position is because, again, it's going to work the hamstrings and glutes a lot more. I'm going to place those elbows into the ground and I'm going to come up. So, but what I'm going to do first is squish my back into the floor a little bit. So I sometimes imagine I have a grape or an olive there. I'm just going to squish my imaginary object and then I'm going to come up into what I call my shoulder bridge position. Trying to keep your ribs and your bottom in line. We're not overextending like this. We want to make sure our ribs and our bottom, our hips are generally in the same plane as that. The heels will be pushing into the floor, which is already might be activating those hamstrings for you. We're going to breathe out here. Now breathe in as you come down, trying to get ribs and bottom down at the same time. Okay, we're going to do this again, pushing those heels into the ground, push, and we're going to come up into our shoulder bridge position. Again, breathe out here. And again, breathing in as you come down, keeping those ribs and your bottom in line. We're going to do that one more time. So the back should start to lengthen if this is done correctly. And again, we're pushing elbows into the ground, pushing heels into the ground, come up into position. Breathe out. All that air from your lungs. Then you're going to breathe in, ribs and bottom, come down at the same time. Good. If you want to stay with that, you can, but I'm going to extend a leg now, using elbows and your hand and your heel to push down into the floor. So as we come up, we push, push, push. This leg won't go any higher than the other leg. We're going to hold there. 3, 2, 1, and now lower back down. We'll do it again. And elbows grounded. Push heel into the ground. Up we come. This is going to activate your hamstrings so much more. If your foot was flat, it would be a little bit of a different tone. But our story today is definitely hamstrings and glutes. So that's why we have the heel in this angle. One more. Hold and come down. Let's change size. Elbows grounded still. Okay, here we go. Push. Okay, here we are. That's nice. Hold there and then come down. Again, we have our elbows in this position because we would lose our neck if we did it like this. So I've got my elbows and I keep that length in our neck and then come back down. We're going to do one more time. And again, push. Good, working those hamstrings. Okay, I'm changing legs. Now I'm going to do a rock. We're going to move it. So again, pushing elbows into ground, pushing heels into ground. We're going to rock. I'm transferring my weight on my upper body, creating movement, toning many different fibres in those hamstrings and glutes. It kicks in quite quickly. You might even experience cramp. Totally normal. A few more. 3, 2, 1, and come down. Good. Okay. And again, we've got to push elbows into the ground. You've got your heel pushing in there. Up we come. And again, nicely rocking. Toning those glutes. A few more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest yourself down. Bring those knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice massage there. Lots of nice random movement. I'm going to take it into a glute stretch. Okay, I'm going to have one hand on my knee, one hand on my foot and take it into a rock. I'm not going to place the hands between my legs because that's going to pull my shoulders forward and make my neck go in a funny position. So please put your hands on your knee, one hand on your foot. If you feel like you need to put anything under your bottom, you can. Again, you could put that towel to give you a bit of lift, or you can put a cushion under your head if you feel you need to. I'm going to do some nice circles here. Going one way then the other. So this is also stretching widthwise and change sides. Again, nice bit of movement there. One side might be a lot tighter than the other. Good, a few more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm changing, but this time I'm going to flex my toe like this and carry on that rock. So there's a bit of a hamstring stretch as well as a glute stretch there. And changing. Good, place those feet on the ground, take yourself into a little rock there. Turn yourself over to your side, come up to a seated position. Let's just breathe here for a moment, breathing in, breathing out, and again. Breathing out. Last one. Good. And thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's session, then please subscribe to my channel, and I hope you will find some really nice information about other ways of working your body for your sports.